Right guys, welcome to the channel. Let me just turn the volume up a bit low. To the channel. 3 o'clock in the morning. Not long had a shower. I'll be going to bed very shortly. Yeah, I can feel myself getting tired now, so I'll be going to bed very shortly. Yeah, what was I thinking of? Just something and something to say. Yeah, I'm getting a bit of an interest in mythology. Like, not because at first I believed that the gods were like fallen angels. Do you know what I mean? That was my first belief. That was my first belief, kind of thing. But now I'm starting to think that maybe they're not fallen angels, and maybe they were actually gods. Do you know what I mean? Because from a biblical standpoint, it says, like I said in the previous video, it says, in the beginning, God let all nations go their own way, kind of thing, and that's directly after talking about, like, I think it's Paul and somebody else. People thought they were gods, like, because they done miracles. I think, if I remember rightly, something like that. Anyway, thought the gods had come down from heaven, kind of thing. And I said, we're only human. Do you know what I mean? Why are you doing this, kind of thing? But yeah, it says in the beginning, God let all nations go their own way. Directly after talking about Zeus and Hermes, so it makes me think that. Do you know what I mean? It really does make me think in that context, the way it's talked about in that context, that the gods did exist, and it'd certainly back up all, like, history. Do you know what I mean? Like, to do with pyramids and how they were built, and the giants, and like, what do you call it? What else was I gonna say? Yeah, back up history, kind of thing. Like the pyramids and the history, like the fact that there's people believe in other gods and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And worship other gods. Maybe it's not so crazy after all. Do you know what I mean? I still believe there's one God overall, and I believe that's the Lord Almighty. Do you know what I mean? And I believe His Son's Jesus. I do believe that, but maybe there was other gods there. Do you know what I mean? As in human gods, humans that become like gods. Because in the beginning, God let all nations go their own way. So, but that's not possible now, because God said, like in the Bible, man's years will be 120. So that's what it says. So I think unless God takes particular liking to someone, I think that's going to be the way it is, like 120 years. I think that's what we're all destined to have now, and I accept that. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to live forever anyway. I want to get up there to heaven. So yeah. But yeah, I find science fascinating. I find science very fascinating. Kind of thing. Like, yeah, I find science fascinating, like space travel and stuff like that. Like, one day we might get to other planets. You know what I mean? Hopefully, we can do it in my lifetime. I don't know if we will, but I hope so. But we'll see. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I find it really fascinating. Like, I know Katy Perry and Jeff Bezos' girlfriend, and a NASA scientist, and Oprah Winfrey's friend just went to space in one of Jeff Bezos' rockets. Yeah, it's it's very expensive. Like I said this in the previous video, so I won't go over it. But yeah, I've got an interest in mythology, even though I believe in God. But I don't put those gods before God. That's one thing I don't do. I read the Bible and I pray and I believe in that one ultimate God over everything. Do you know what I mean? I just believe that there'll be human type gods, most likely as well. At one point in time, at the beginning of the earth, kind of thing. And that's where you get the stories of Zeus, Hermes, and Poseidon, and the lost city of Atlantis, and Thor, and all these gods. Do you know what I mean? That's where you get all their stories from. They eloped to space, kind of thing. That's what I think. That's what I think happened. I really do believe that they went to space, and there is an Asgard, and there is an Olympus, and it's all true. Do you know what I mean? It's I think it is true. Do you know what I mean? We don't know what's up there in space. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. We don't. Like there's aliens as well, I believe, good and bad, and yeah. But as long as you follow the one main God, you got nothing to worry about. That's the way I see it. It's the way I see it personally, because I believe there's a God over all life, and oversees all life. So yeah. That's what keeps the world ticking over. Why it always keeps ticking over, kind of thing. So yeah. Yeah, that's all I want to say, really, guys. So I decided to brush my hair forward. Fancied a change. Fancied a bit of a change. So I decided to brush it forward. For a change. I need a shave as well. I might get to my barber's tomorrow, maybe. Get my beard shaved. Might do. Or I might shave it myself, but I'll probably get my barbers, I think. Bless those guys. They bless me. They always do me good haircuts. Do you know what I mean? Hair always looks pretty good. Do you know what I mean? Well, very good. Not even pretty good. It looks very good every single time they give me a haircut. So pretty much anyway. I can't recall having a bad haircut off those guys. So yeah. I think I'll bless those guys instead of having a shave. I'll go and get my beard shaved by those guys, I think. So yeah. Yeah, what else? Don't think there's anything else really. I'm not going to do a word because it's too late. Like I say, I'm going to go to bed in a minute. I just thought I'd do a quick check-in video with you guys. But there's nothing really to say. I haven't done nothing. I haven't watched nothing. Just Christian videos on YouTube. Universe videos. That's all I've really been watching. Watched the odd UFC video as well. Paddy Pimblett and Colby Covington arguing. Having a go at each other because Covington wants to fight Pimblett, I think. Tried to pick a fight with Pimblett. Pimblett weren't having it, saying he was going to he'd slap him. But yeah, good fighters, but Colby's on a losing streak, so I fancy Pimblett. Pimblett's looking good at the moment. Looking very good, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, Colby could out wrestle him. There's always that potential outcome, but I just think Paddy's ground game, his jiu-jitsu, his striking. I think he'd beat Colby. Colby needs a good win though, so if he can beat Pimblett, it might make him raise his game. Do you know what I mean? He's had a few bad results, a few bad losses. He and they might need a fight like that to get him back up there, kind of thing. So, but I don't know. See what the UFC wants to do. But I think they're in different weight classes anyway, aren't they? I think so. I think they are. I'm not 100%, but I think Colby's a welterweight and Pimblett's a lightweight. I think so. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, yeah. But who knows, guys? But that's all I want to say anyway. Done a bit of shadow boxing earlier, trying to stay in shape. Haven't done any sit-ups for a bit, but I've been tensing my stomach muscles a bit. As I just did then, and why I've gone red in the face. Yeah, yeah, I think that's all I want to say, guys. I shall be back with some more videos shortly. On my escapades, my wild lifestyle. my wild living. I'll be back with some tales. Be back with some tales on my escapades, my shenanigans. My shenanigans that I don't have. Boring lifestyle, but I like it that way, to be honest with you. I'm happy. I'm happy enough. Do you know what I mean? I know. I feel like I know the Lord. Do you know what I mean? I know the Bible, and that, to me, that's very important. Do you know what I mean? It's like goes a long way in life, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? And I know I've gotten a bit of an understanding about how God works, so I feel blessed just for that reason. I know how to live my life the right way, and yeah, people might think I'm living the wrong way, they might think I'm crazy, they might think I'm stupid, they might think lots of things, but okay, do you know what I mean? Time will tell, do you know what I mean? Time will tell. So yeah, I just trust in the Lord. I always have done. Well, I haven't always done that. I didn't when I was younger, but in recent years I've trusted in God, and yeah, I'm doing all right. Do you know what I mean? I got a roof over my head, food in my belly, clothes on my back, plenty of clothes on my back. I'm okay. Do you know what I mean? I want to better my life. Yeah, I do. Do you know what I mean? Ideally, I do. Do you know what I mean? But that's why I do this YouTube. That's why I do my courses. That's why I'm looking for work. Do you know what I mean? It's all to better myself. So yeah. It's not just for me why I do it though. It's for the people around me and to to help people around me and to help my family and stuff like that. That's why I do it. That's why I do it all. Do you know what I mean? That's why I've been so motivated in the past few years. It's not just for me. It is partly for me, but it's more to be a blessing to others. It's just the way I live. Do you know what I mean? It's just the way what I believe in. So I believe in service. I believe that's the true value of life. Do you know what I mean? I don't believe in take. It's I don't think that's the blessing. Do you know what I mean? I think the blessing is giving and blessing and service. Do you know what I mean? It says in the Bible that the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Do you know what I mean? Given it will be given to you. It's more blessed to give than to receive. Given it will be given to you. Poured into your lap. Your cup will runneth over. So, do you know what I mean? Like I say, whether that's the case or not, I know for a fact that God always gives me what I need. I know that for a fact. But I believe He will come through on other stuff as well. I do, do you know what I mean? At the right time, when it's His will, when it's His perfect timing. But yeah, I don't doubt the Lord. He's provided for me all my life. I've tried to do the right thing, and I think it's paid. It's most of my life I've tried to do the right thing, and it's paid me. It's paid. It's paid. Do you know what I mean? It's helped. It's paid me to do that. Do you know what I mean? Some people might think, yeah, but you haven't got your own house. You don't drive. You're not working. Do you know what I mean? But nah, but do you know what I mean? Well, I've got a roof over my head and I got food in my belly. Some people haven't got that. Do you know what I mean? I got plenty of clothes, plenty of stuff. Do you know what I mean? That I need. Stuff that I need anyway. Do you know what I mean? Got everything I need basically. So yeah, I'm happy enough. Do you know what I mean? All I need is a woman. Do you know what I mean? It's like I want more for myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't want more for myself because I do. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm doing my courses. That's why I'm looking for work. I'm not currently looking. Well, I am kind of currently looking for work, but I've had a bit of a break because I had a bit of a wobble with my mental health about a week or two ago. I just weren't feeling right, and I kind of had a few bad days, and like I lost because my mind was such a haze. I kind of forgot some of the stuff I'd learned on my courses, kind of thing. So I want to do another AWS course to refresh it, basically. Soon, as soon as I can. But at first, I'm doing this generative AI crack building generative AI applications with Python. I'm doing that course first. That I've started it, so I might as well finish it. Do you know what I mean? Might as well finish it. Now I've started it. I don't know if I'll pass, but either way, if I do it, if I do, great. If I don't, then I'll do the AWS course next. But yeah, I wanna do the AWS course because it'll refresh everything I've learnt in the previous courses. Because it's like exam prep. And if I do the exam prep, I can get a professional certificate which can earn me decent money, and also potentially anyway, and also I can take the associate exam. If I pass, do you know what I mean? If I pass the professional certificate, that'd be the exam prep. If I pass that, I can take the associate exam, which you can earn decent money doing. Like if you pass that, um, so yeah, like I've said in previous videos, so that's what I want to do. But you can only go at a certain pace. Do you know what I mean? It's life gets in the way sometimes, and you got other responsibilities, other things you got to deal with. Like we've all got different responsibilities. Do you know what I mean? But we've all got them. So yeah. But yeah. That's my plans, and then once I've done the exam prep, maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I should just look for work. But I want it to be. I want to know what I'm talking about. I want to be able to explain to an employer what I know to a degree. Do you know what I mean? At least to a degree. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to just have certifications if I can't back up with my skills what I've learnt. Do you know what I mean? Certificates are good, but knowledge is better. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, because I had that wobble, like it's not all fresh in my brain because my brain was a haze for a few days. So I need to I need to refresh it basically of what I've learned. So I want to do the other AWS course, the exam prep, before I look for a job. But having said that, I might just look for a job anyway, because don't know, people know how life is, do you know what I mean? It's not always perfect, so maybe I'm overthinking it, maybe I'm just trying to wait for the perfect moment and there is no perfect moment. Maybe, do you know what I mean? Maybe the fact that I've got the certifications is enough, even if it's not fresh in my brain right now. I don't know really, guys, do you know what I mean? But maybe I will continue looking for work, maybe I will. But yeah, that's all I want to say for now anyway. It's a long video, so I'm going to leave it there, but I'll be back with some more videos soon. Probably some scriptural stuff tomorrow. That's the plan. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take care as always. Much love. Take care.